Making Healthful Replacements. October 2, 2015. The moment you decide to end the indulgences that stem from negative habits, you realize just how attached you have become to what you are trying to move away from. Many times those habits are only stroking the ever so hungry ego, and when you begin making changes to end a habit, you might feel your wants and needs are being crushed. But it is your habit that has been standing in the way of your ability to make changes prominent and successful. You do know and you do understand that many of your habits are unhealthy on many levels, not just causing physical impairment. In truth, some of your habits began as good intentions to make something more happen in your life, and those good intentions became beaten down by other temptations and distractions that encouraged you to indulge in areas that you knew very well would bring about more harm than good. When engaging a habit, it is important, dear ones, to always be focused and to use your energy to bring positive changes in a productive way. Making changes to your habits is not as difficult as you like to think. Most of your habitual ways began out of boredom and stress. The truth is, there is nothing in your life that merits you saying, "I am bored." There is so much you could be doing. Be honest and truthful with yourself, and make a note of all your habits: procrastination, food choices, alcohol, drugs, behavior, attitude, sedentary addictions like TV watching or game playing, shopping, stress avoidance to studying or exercise, chewing hair, etc. And admit to yourself that they began because you felt bored and allowed yourself to be drawn into unhealthy circles and choices that led you to paths that urge you to feed on your indulgences. Coping with boredom and stress in healthy ways are still very important issues today, in your modern world. With technology always coming out with the latest gadget, people are becoming bored faster and faster. What you have chosen to fill those stress and boredom needs, at first appear to help you cope, but in actuality, they just cover up what is really going on inside of you. The many ways you have adopted as habits to help you cope have stayed around simply because you've forgotten more natural ways of dealing with stress and the humdrums of life. Instead of fighting with yourself against your many habits, how about replacing each one with new and improved ways of being and living? When you replace problematic habits, in return you liberate yourself from their heaviness and begin reaping healthy benefits of better, more effective habits. Finding better habits to help you cope with the stress found from daily living and from the occasional dullness life sometimes leaves you with doesn't come with a one answer fixes all kind of solution. Each habit you have will require you to discover on your own what it is that is needed to make improvements that you are willing to commit to with the purity of your focus, working primarily enhancing the quality of your life in every aspect, beginning with one habit at a time. When you realize you are bored, you can go for a walk, take a swim, meditate, hang out with friends or family, really enjoy alone time, take time out to be with nature, deal with mundane tasks such as clutter, finances, etc. in smaller, easier steps so not to overwhelm yourself. Get into the habit of making written lists. They help you control certain situations better and curb stress. Use breathing techniques when you find yourself suddenly stressed. Rest when you can. Become acquainted with healthy foods that meet your finicky taste buds. Slow down. Make time for a hot, steamy bath once in a while, and make it a priority to learn to live in the present. There are many other prime examples each of you can come up with that meet your personal situation, that you can replace new, brighter, and healthier changes and habits with. It's all a matter of making the right choice. Give yourself some much-needed love as you begin making necessary changes to replace old habits for newer, brighter habits and ways of coping. Remember, those old habits didn't begin overnight, they were nursed for a long time before they became troublesome. So keep in mind, the changes you wish to make happen will not happen overnight either. Every day is a new day for building and creating new ways of doing things and ending years of built-up repetition. The quicker you recognize the importance of making changes to your habits and coping mechanisms, the quicker you are able to replace them. When you are dealing with change, especially change to the habits and ways you've become accustomed to, it is vital that you become aware of when you become bored and when stress is rising. This helps to minimize their effect and not to fear their presence. You can, over time, learn to beat each habit and way that came from boredom and stress by choosing one habit at a time. Give yourself a couple minutes of pure focus with each one at a time, and increase this time as you become more confident. Share your changes in your social places in a positive, confident manner, and become aware of any triggers that signify the old habit is trying to push its way into your life again, and emphasize the new, positive habit that you've replaced it with as often as you need to, and enjoy your new habits. The more you enjoy them, the more you begin to believe in them, and the longer you will stick with them. You don't have to continue allowing your old habitual ways to crush your journey that derived from fear, stress and boredom. By learning to breathe deeply with love and compassion for yourself, smiling when those habits try to rise, and to take each new change one step at a time, you will in time humble the enormousness of these issues and shrink them to being smaller than the busy little ant that you can easily step around or shoo away by a simple gesture of awareness and knowingness of the deep connectedness of the universe that is so alive in every cell of your being. Your ways have much to teach you. They come to teach you about attachments, expectations, discipline, focus, self-love, etc. And in each lesson they come with, they also provide you with the opportunity to turn each one into stepping stones that will take on a most marvelous adventure that will be uniquely different for everyone. Don't fight the changes, dear ones, embrace them and allow more of your authentic nature to shine from the inside out. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, Serapis Bey through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com